If you wanted to measure the quiet tragedy of the modern world, you wouldn't look at global crisis. You would look at a person lying on a couch at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night, staring at a screen. Meet Elena. She is exhausted after a long day, and all she wants is a simple comfort, a movie to watch while she eats her dinner. She opens a streaming app. She is greeted by thousands of titles, neatly categorized by algorithms that claim to know her soul. She scrolls past a critically acclaimed drama. Too heavy. She moves past a sci-fi thriller. Too long. She passes a comedy she has seen 5 times. Too lazy. 10 minutes pass, then 20, then 40. Her food grows cold on the plate. The joy of anticipation slowly curdles into a strange, heavy anxiety. Every time her thumb hovers over a poster, a voice whispers, "Are you sure this is the absolute best way to spend your next 2 hours? What if there is something better just 3 rows down?" At midnight, Elena closes the app, leaves her food half-eaten, and goes to bed in the dark, feeling an empty, hollow frustration. She chose nothing. By trying to make the perfect choice, Elena ensured she made no choice at all, and without realizing it, she has just acted on a deeply spiritual pathology, using an ancient tool of liberation to construct her own modern prison. To understand why Elena's screen became a wall of anxiety, we have to look back to the philosophical labs of ancient India, where seekers were trying to answer a massive question: how do we find the ultimate, unchanging truth in a world that is constantly shifting? The sages of Vedanta developed a brilliant, rigorous intellectual tool called Neti Neti. Translated from Sanskrit, it means not this, not this. In its original spiritual context, Neti Neti was a path of radical deconstruction. To find who you truly are, you look at your body and say, "I have a body, but I am not this body." You look at your emotions and say, "I feel anger, but I am not this fleeting anger." You systematically discard your social status, your fears and your thoughts, constantly saying "Neti Neti," not this, not this, until everything superficial is stripped away, leaving only the pure, absolute, infinite essence of existence. It is a beautiful path to spiritual freedom. But in 21st century, our digital landscapes have done something terrifying. They have weaponized Neti Neti and turned it against us. Now look back at Elena on the couch. Every swipe of her thumb is a secular, unconscious act of Neti Neti. She looks at a movie, not this. She looks at a profile on a dating app, not this. She listens to the first 5 seconds of a song, not this. Because modern technology gives us the illusion of infinite options, our ego demands absolute perfection. We have become spiritually allergic to limitations. The moment we detect a single potential flaw, a movie has a slow start, a potential partner has an awkward bio, a career path requires difficult compromise, we immediately discard it. We say, "Not this, not this," running towards a mythical perfect option that does not exist in the physical world. By using Neti Neti to run away from anything that is limited or flawed, we don't find spiritual liberation. We find absolute emptiness. We end up sitting alone in a room of discarded possibilities. If you ask the clinical, highly rational mind how to solve this, modern psychology offers a very logical, structured solution. It points to the research of psychologist Barry Schwartz and tells Elena to stop being a maximizer, someone who needs the absolute best outcome, and learn to be a satisficer, someone who establishes the baseline of good enough and commits to the first option that meets it. It's a highly practical, sensible framework. It tells you to lower your expectations. Pick a movie, pick a career, pick a partner, and just deal with the reality of it. But if we are honest, it is also incredibly uninspiring. If Elena sits on her couch and forces herself to watch a mediocre show just to satisfy her evening. She might solve her paralysis, but she does it by killing her sense of wonder. This is the fatal flaw of relying purely on cold, practical rationality to cure our modern anxieties. It treats life like an optimization problem to be solved. It tells us to settle, to compromise, and to quiet our deep human longing for something extraordinary. To live entirely by the rule of good enough is to freeze our capacity for deep, passionate connection. It protects us from disappointment, but it also locks us out of magic of genuine alignment. The analytical mind can cure your decision paralysis, but in doing so, it can easily make your life feel gray, dry, and unearned, which is why the cold analytical process of elimination was never meant to be the end of the journey. In classical yogic psychology, the clearing of the space is only done to make room for something more radical. Sankalpa, the vow of sacred commitment. A sankalpa is not a passive wish or a logical decision. It is a solemn vow of the will, the conscious choice to invest your entire being into single, finite reality, fully embracing its limitations. If Neti Neti is the chisel that clears away the excess, Sankalp is the act of carving your life into a specific, beautiful shape. In this tradition, meaning is not something you find by browsing an infinite menu. Meaning is something you create through the gravity of your commitment. A seed can never grow if it keeps moving to different soils, searching for the perfect spot. It has to be buried at one dark, imperfect patch of dirt, and it must commit to staying there through the rain and the cold. When Elena looks at her screen through the lens of Sankalp, the entire nature of evening changes. She stops asking, is this the absolute best movie on the platform? She stops treating her time like a currency. She's terrified of mismanaging. Instead, she understands that the value of her evening won't come from the perfection of the movie itself, but from her willingness to quiet her restless mind and fully receive it. Sankalp is a quiet courage to shut down the infinite queue, to choose one flawed, finite thing, and to say, I'm here and I'm committing to this moment. We live in an era that profits off our restlessness. Our algorithms are designed to keep us in a perpetual state of neti neti. They feed on our hesitation, keeping us swiping, scrolling, and searching. Because a user who is searching is a user who stays on the app. They have turned our natural, beautiful search for meaning into a high-speed hamster wheel of endless consumption. And then we wonder why we feel so profoundly detached. We are constantly standing on the shore of an infinite ocean of choices, terrified of getting wet, waiting for the perfect wave that will never come. We hoard our attention, our love, and our commitment as if they are too precious to be wasted on anything less than perfect. But the ultimate takeaway from these ancient philosophical traditions isn't a life hack to cure your screen time. It is a radical invitation to recognize our own self-sabotage. It is the realization that the tragedy of modern life isn't that we make wrong choices. It's that we are so terrified of limitation that we chose a lifetime of staring at a blank screen. Look back at Elena. She picks up her remote. She doesn't scroll down. She doesn't check the rating. She presses a play on a title she knows nothing about. She sits back. She lets the room go dark. Elena doesn't need to reach spiritual enlightenment to fix her life. She needs to surrender her demand for perfection for 90 minutes. The movie begins. The light flickers across her face. She doesn't know if it will be a masterpiece, but as the music swells, she realizes it doesn't matter. She has already won the only battle that counted. She chose the messy reality of single experience over the safe, sterile illusion of infinite choice. She finally stopped swiping. What perfect illusion are you waiting for today?